Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to successfully get your ports to forward from an NG AT&T router. I know it's been very difficult and you've probably lost your place at a lot of the videos. I apologize if I don't sound too awake in this video. I am kind of tired, but I'm still going to show you what needs to be done, how I successfully got the IP addresses on my porting to stay, and how I got my custom IP address, whatever it's called, from my PlayStation 3 to stay on my NAT gaming custom services list. I'm going to show you that indeed I did, and it's actually called a static IP for your PlayStation. I'm going to tell you how to create a static IP for your PlayStation as well. Specifically for the NG510, you can use my tutorial and kind of go off what I'm saying to adjust it to your router. Now what you need to do first is, before you do anything, is set up a static IP for your PlayStation 3 system. To do this, you need to go to your PlayStation 3, go to IP address, go to Internet Connection Settings, go to Custom, and when you get to the IP address option, you're going to want to click Custom on it. And what you do with this is, on the wireless, you want to create, like let's say, you know how the AT&T browser default router address is 192.168.1.254. What you want to do for the IP address is you want to check your DHCP range, and to do this you just want to go click your home network, and it's going to be in this area. I can't really show you because there's a lot of things on there that could actually get your computer vulnerable to hackers or people who want to steal information off of your system. So anyways, what I was saying is you're just going to click home network to find this, and you want to get a, like I was saying, for the IP address, this is what you would enter. Let's just say the DHCP ranges from 192.168.1.50 to 192.168.1.300. You don't want to enter in any number between 50 and 300 because that's an IP address that your router can automatically assign to any system at any given time and potentially cause an IP conflict. So what I would do in this situation is I would simply just enter the number 10 if you have this router. If you have a different if you have a different DHCP range due to having a bridge mode, you just need to adjust it to that. So in this case, I'm just going to be, say, 10. If you want to use this, that's fine. What you do is you just put it right there, 192 in your IP address, 192.168.1.10. For the subnet mask, you're going to leave that exactly how it is, 255.255.255. This is mostly everybody's subnet mask. The default router, you're just going to put in the same one that you would use to connect to your router, which is 192.168.1.254. You can find this number on the back of your router if you have a different one. For the primary DNS, you're going to want to go ahead and put the exact same number in for the primary DNS, and for the secondary, you can put 8844, or you can put nothing, and it'll work fine. Now, once you've done that, run the internet connection test, and you should be able to just connect to the internet. If you can't, that means you need to go back and make sure you have the correct default router, and if it says it's a DNS error, then you need to check the numbers, make sure that you have the numbers right. So the two numbers that are going to be the same are the default router and the primary DNS. The secondary DNS is optional to leave empty or open, or empty, or put in 8844, which is a Google DNS. And the IP address, like I said, is going to be your static IP address, which is something out of the range, such as 10 for the DHCP range. And what it's going to say is going to say DHCP start address, and DHCP End Address. So though any number between those is something that your router can automatically assign to any device that is connected. At this point, this is when you can come over here after you have done this, and your IP address should automatically pop up right here, and it should actually already be in this box. So I'm just going to show you guys that. Let me make sure my IP pass-through is still on so I can, okay. I'm just going to show you guys really quick how to do this. Anyways, I'm just going to delete a few of those. I'm going to show you some custom services that I have. Alright, let's just say we're going to be using port 53 and port 88 as an example, because I just deleted those from my actual services that are running at the moment. What you're going to do is, for each individual port, like 3074, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enter in a name that kind of, it doesn't really matter what the name is. So like I was saying, you're going to do that. I would just do with the names that I'm doing, because that's probably your best bet. Then for the global port range, you're going to enter the same number, and for all three boxes, 3074, 3074, and then 3074. And then you're just going to click add, and it's going to put it in the service list. Alright, and if you have a number like this, if there's a number that you're trying to port and it's this kind of number and it has two different numbers, you're just going to do just like that. I mean, it necessarily doesn't matter what you do. You could just do this and call it both. Port 10070 both, like I did. Or you can do port 10070 and then do the other number too. 10080. Oops. And this is actually specifically a TCP. The ports that you need for the PlayStation that you're going to be forwarding, I mean, so you might as well just click both, because if it does need to open up two ports, then it can just detect which one it is automatically. What you need to do at this point is just click add, and it will add it to this list. I already have it, so I'm not going to do that. And once you have done that with all these ports, and there's going to be different types of protocols that you're going to also need to do with the different ports, and they're going to have those listed next to them. It's either going to be TCP or UDP. You're simply just going to select which one pertains to the one in the description, or ones that you have found over the internet yourself. Once you have got all those ports added, you're just going to click return to NAT Gaming. Now don't flip out, because this box is going to be empty. What you're going to need to do is there's going to be a drop down box right here, and all those ports that you entered are going to be basically highlighted with an asterisk next to them. You're just going to simply click that one, and then you're going to click your IP address is automatically going to pop up on here if the two devices are connected to the same router. And you did need to create that static IP address. If you don't see your address up there, that means for some reason you turn your PlayStation off, or you're just not connected over there on the PlayStation. That's why you can't find them. You're simply just, like I said, you're simply just going to find those from the drop down list, and you're just going to click add, and you're going to keep locating those. Now I want to say that if your IP address changes back to something and that's not the IP address that you assigned it, I'm going to explain that in a reason. But if it's not, just continue on with what I'm doing. Port 53 both. All you have to do, needed by device, get the IP address that you gave your PlayStation system, click add. and then click add. Let me make sure I don't have any other services that I need to. And port 53 I believe is, yeah, port 53 is the one that I just tried to add, where it's HTTP or whatever. At this point, if your hosted applications didn't change your IP address back, but if it did, you just need to go to IP pass-through, click default server, put pass-through mode in manual, or you don't even need to put it in manual, just click default server and enter in your IP address right here and click save. And at that point, it should not be trying to change the IP address back to what it was before you gave your PlayStation a specific one. As you see, if you did that correctly and you go to firewall, it's going to say NAT default server on, firewall advanced off. And that is how you're going to successfully send ports to your PlayStation system. The reason why it's not going to, tell you if your ports are open when you're on a port checking website is because it's only going to open those ports when they are needed, and this is going to really improve your gameplay. If your game if Grand Theft Auto continues to freeze after you have done all these, then your best bet is to just delete your install file from your game data utility, not your save data utility. You want to delete it, and then you want to put your PlayStation in safe mode by holding down the button, turning off the PlayStation, then holding it down until you hear holding it down until it turns off and on again, and then holding it down or letting go, holding it down once again until you hear two beeps like dee, and it's going to go into safe mode. You just want to restore the something. You need to just look that up yourself because I'm not explaining all that. Once that's done, you just click save. And then at this point, you're good, and you can go back to your system and you should be good. You guys have a good day.